There we go. We're recording. Welcome, guys. Tonight is night one of 4 weeks of mindset training that goes along with your 11-day reset. I am super pumped about this because it's a piece that I needed most whenever I started coaching and whenever I started using Isagenix. And I had no idea that it was something that people didn't offer. It's something that I've kind of done here and there more on a one-on-one basis, but I realized that there is power in numbers. There's also power in seeing that there are other people that are experiencing the same things that you are. And sometimes when you're in a big group, you get lost in that. Sometimes in a message thread, you get lost in that. And so I wanted to provide an intricate way for us to get to know each other better, so that you can see that this is not just a product that you're going to take and, just like go on about your day. And we're going to talk about that tonight, the difference between what we do here and maybe some other things that you've tried. So I'm going to share my screen. If at any point you cannot see my slides or my slides don't change and I'm talking about them, just let me know. Give me a wave, give me something. Let me know that they're not switching, because Zoom has this weird thing where it won't change screen. So sometimes I'll have to stop sharing and reshare. But okay, so tonight we're talking about the breaking barriers to success. Okay, can y'all see D is for distracting? Yes, okay. So D is for distracting. D stands for diet. I don't know about you guys, but I grew up in the diet era. My mom dieted. She's tried literally every single diet known to man. And I watched that in front of my eyes as a child. I watched her talk negatively about her body. Oh, I just need to lose 5 or 10 pounds. And she was always working towards a goal. She was never content. She was never happy. And there was no self-love. And even at the age of 56 or 57, it's the same thing. Like, she still hates her body. She's still not happy about it. She's still talking about losing the same 10 to 20 pounds that she's been gaining and losing for the last 30 years. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating because I want her to be at peace with her body. And I didn't really learn about this until I went through an eating disorder myself. I had an eating disorder from age 15 until about age 22. No, 20. Well, right before I got pregnant with my first child. I really struggled with body dysmorphic disorder. So I would gain a lot of weight. I would lose a lot of weight. I struggled with hyperthyroidism. I struggled with a bunch of different nutritional problems that left me sitting dumbfounded in a doctor's office at 19, wondering what was wrong with my body. I was having all kind of hormonal imbalances. Like, my skin was behaving terribly. My hair was falling out. I weighed 122 pounds at almost 6 foot tall. I looked terrible. And he said, your body's exhausted. It has done so many different things. I've been taking diet pills. I've been taking caffeine pills because I was a college athlete, and I just wasn't taking care of myself. I didn't know what I didn't know about nutrition. I didn't know how to care for myself. And because I had only seen diets growing up, and I'd only seen a poor outlook on what my body should look like, and I had, teen magazines to tell me what it should be like, I was lost. I had no idea. And so at 19, I found myself in a doctor's office struggling. And my mom had the foresight to say, you know what, let's do something different. We've tried medicine. We've tried all of these different things. Let's try something different. So we went to a naturopathic nutritionist, and she said, okay, you have A, B, and C problems wrong with you. Let's start supplementation. Let's start cleaning up your diet. Let's start, looking at portion sizes and what it looks like to be healthy. And for the first time, she explained to me what health was. It wasn't the size of my jeans. It wasn't the number on the scale. It was energy. It was better sleep. It was the ability to focus. It was having a normal metabolism. It was not struggling with highs and lows in blood sugar. It was all of these different things. And so now, with what I do and how I serve women through this nutrition, I want to move away from the diet mindset. Dieting is such a short-sighted goal. Usually people say, oh, I need to lose 5 or 10 pounds, or I want to lose this much weight but they don't dive deeper into why they want to do those things. And so it becomes distracting. So you achieve that goal, and then what happens? You go on that vacation, you're in that wedding, whatever it is. And then what happens? Because you haven't built any strong foundation for success, to continue success, because nobody wants to eat cabbage soup for the rest of their life. Nobody wants to drink this dandelion root tea. I did that before my wedding. It was terrible. It's so disgusting. Tastes like dirt. But nobody wants to do that for the rest of their life. They want to go back to food that tastes good. They want to go back to laying on the couch and being lazy. They want to go back to, being who they are. And so I would say to you, this is something that was told to me a long time ago. You don't fall to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. what we're trying to teach you here, what I'm trying to teach you here has nothing to do with your goals. It does, but it doesn't. It has everything to do with the systems that you're creating over these next 4 weeks with me. It has everything to do with the mindsets that we're going to break, the belief systems that we're going to open up and question. And I'm a big introspective person. If you followed me on social media at any time, I ask a lot of questions and I go very deep because I like to know why. I like to understand why things are happening, who they're happening to, why, I'm a why person. It's all the things. So limitless potential. There is limitless potential with what we're doing here with these products in this system. There is the opportunity to grow and to learn and to flourish. And what I'm going to tell you right here is probably not what you're going to hear from a lot of people in network marketing in general, but also in the health and wellness realm. This is not a forever thing. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing right now for the rest of your life in order to achieve success. I would say there's always going to be a point in your life where you need to supplement. I have supplemented for the last 12 years because it's how my body functions. I can't eat a lot of things that normal people can eat. I have a lot of restrictions nutritionally that I have to stick to. So for me, this is easier than having to go through the store, sit there and read through labels, try to figure out what's not cross-contaminated. Like I know based on the standards of quality and testing that it's good. And then I pair it with whole foods. And so I want to end the short-sighted goals. I want to put an end to the negative cycle that continues to leave you feeling like you're not enough, that continues to leave you without energy, that continues to leave you without passion and purpose to grow in your health, to share health with other people, to pass it down to your children and your grandchildren and the people around you, because that's what having a healthy lifestyle does. It implements the foundations that help you create habits that go into other things. So when you learn how to manage your health, when you learn how to create lifestyles, and we'll talk about this next week, habit stacking, you can then start to build habits into your life for mindset, for energy, for positive reinforcement, for all of these different things. So that's what a lifestyle affords you versus a simple diet. A lifestyle, it's not a single goal. And as you go through different phases of life, maybe it's pregnancy, postpartum, menopause, getting older, things changing, it evolves over time. It's not a one-stop shop. It keeps evolving over time. And so you have to keep learning about your body. You have to keep learning about the things that are changing about you. So I want to take a second, and you guys can put this in the comments below, or you can write it on paper and we can talk about it later, or we don't have to talk about it at all. If you don't want to share, that's totally fine. I know that not everyone is as open and talkative as I am. So I want to ask you though, why are you here? Why did you say yes to this opportunity? I share about this stuff. I have shared about it regularly for the last 3 years. So what is it about this specific time that just spoke to you and just said, you know what, now is my time. Like I need to do this now. I need to do it for myself. I need to do it for my energy. What is your bigger why? Why are these the products that you chose? What about all of this made you said, yes, now is the time. Let's do this. I'm ready. I'm ready to see a change. And ask yourself a deeper why. Is it about weight loss? Is it about how you feel in your skin? Is it about wanting more energy? Is it about, wanting to feel present with what you're doing instead of constantly, am I eating enough? Am I eating too much? If I have those sweets, is it going to throw me off? Because I lived in that mindset for years, over a decade. I lived in that mindset of hating my body, constantly worrying about how much I ate and if I was going to have to exercise it. And I know that's not how everyone thinks. But I know that there are a lot of people that do things like that. And so I want to ask you, sit down, take some time, write it out, and ask yourself, why are you here? What do you hope to get from this? What do you need from me? That's a big thing that I need you to communicate with me after this call. What is it that you need of me most? I will not drag people, but I will check in with you personally if you need a personal check-in. I will do the things that you need to have done in order for you to be successful, but I need you to meet me halfway. So I'm going to try to zoom out on this because it's kind of big. There we go. Ask yourself these questions, write them down and record them so that when you're done with this, and Cynthia shared in there yesterday that she was on her 5th 11-day reset. She's been doing it over the last several months. She's almost at her 1 year with Isagenix. And when she first started, she was like, I don't want any of the products that you have to offer. I just want the basic system. I don't want the extras. And I was like, okay, I'm good with that. Like, whatever, I get it. And she questioned everything. And I love her for it because that's what makes me better as a coach, but that's also what helps me see into the minds of people who don't understand and who need to ask more questions. That is what I'm here for. So I want you to write this down so you can come back to it at a different time and you can remind yourself of where you started. Same thing with before pictures. I almost demand before pictures because you have to see where you're starting. Even if you don't want to share them with anyone else, even if they never leave your phone, that's fine. It's a physical identification that you said yes to something that you are planning on following through with. You made a promise to yourself, you're going to follow through with it. And at the end of these 30 days, at the end of the 11 days, you're going to see results because you're resilient, you're driven, you're motivated, and you're going to show up. So make sure you write that down. Okay. Success. Let's talk a little bit about success here for just a second. Let me look in the comments. Tired of not feeling good, ready for a change. My body is a wreck. I don't like being overweight, brain fog, all the things. I love that. I love that. So success, I want you guys to put this in the comments below. What is your definition of success when it comes to your health and wellness? And where did you learn it from? So again, I shared kind of about my childhood growing up. There was a big emphasis on weight. A lot of my family is overweight. Like my little sister was 310 pounds when she had weight loss surgery. And now she weighs 185, but we're the exact same size. We wear the same size clothes for the first time in our lives. But watching her go through that, I understood that it was much more than just wanting to lose weight. It was wanting to feel confident in her skin. It was wanting to feel like she was in control of her body. And for her, that's what she could do because she had tried other things, but she hadn't tried things that gave her a sustainable lifestyle because she did diet pills. She did all of those different, tried those different things, and it wasn't sustainable for her. And she went really hard with working out and eating super clean. And then there was no flexibility in what she was doing. There was no pizza night or, having popcorn with like she was very strict and she had an all or nothing mindset. And I see that a lot when people start this program because they think, well, if I don't follow everything to the T, I'm not going to have great results. And I would love to bust that myth for you and just share a little story. When I started, the person who enrolled me, wonderful woman, but she is very business driven. She's not into details. She's like, it's got a book. You can read the book. You don't need anything from me. You're good. And I was like, okay. And so I got my kit and I ordered a value pack, which is the biggest pack that we offer with all the things. And I was like, overwhelmed with the sheer amount of products in that box. And I was like, I don't know how to use this. I don't know if I want to open those screens. They look funny. They smell funny. I don't know about any of this. And I didn't have anyone to share it with. I didn't have anyone to ask questions. And I didn't want to ask her because I didn't want to feel stupid because I'm like, surely I can read directions. Be very honest, I'd never read directions all the way through. It's just not my thing. I'm very detail oriented, and you would think that would make me read directions. This is not. So I get through my first cleanse day. I was feeling hungry. I was tired. I was frustrated, but I was seeing results. And I was like, okay, surely this is not meant to starve me out for the next 30 days. So by week 2, I started to feel an incredible difference. Mind you, I didn't come in on the 11-day reset, which is like you're double timing it with this reset. So the detox symptoms I'm talking about, you're going to feel those. And hopefully you don't feel them as heavily, but you're going to feel them and they're going to come. You're going to be a little bit hangry. You're going to be a little grouchy, a little tired, like all the things. And then it passes and you feel like you've swallowed unicorn sparkles and you feel incredible and you're nice and you don't know why you're nice, because that was the first thing Zach noticed. He's like, oh my gosh, you are such a nice person in the morning. Cause I'm one of those people, don't talk to me before I've had coffee or 9 o'clock. Like, just don't do it. And he was like, oh my gosh, you're so nice. And I was like, I know, it's so weird. Like, I want to be nice to you and that's not normal. Like, what's wrong with me? I felt good. I felt energetic. I wasn't even going to take a nap. I was no longer drinking a pot of coffee or an energy drink in the afternoon. Like, I was fine and I was good. And I felt like I could manage my life. So I get to the end of my 30 days. I lost 12 pounds. Awesome. I had been eating super clean before, working out 7 days a week. So I'm like, what happened here? Like, this is incredible. I was super inflamed. But I started talking to the women that enrolled me and I started asking around to some people in the group that I was a part of. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you guys like starving all day long? I said, it's kind of weird too, because I finished my 30 days and I still have 2 canisters of shakes. And they're like, you're supposed to go through the entire 4 canisters. And I was like, nope, I still have 2 full canisters. I don't know what I did. And I realized that I was making half shakes because what I was doing previous, you only had to use 1 scoop of shake. Well, with Isagenix, you have to use 2. And I was only doing 1. And I never dawned on me to read the can. Never dawned on me to read the can. And I was double dosing on cleanse day. So I was taking double doses of cleanse every time I did cleanse day. So learn from my mistake. I was starving the entire time. Nobody told me that green vegetables were free, that you could eat as many green vegetables as you want to, roasted, raw, however you want them. They don't count towards anything. You just eat them. You just fill up on vegetables. That's the beauty. No one told me that either. And so I'm telling you this now because if I can fail through it and still feel amazing, you can too. I had pizza. We had a birthday party in there when I started. We moved across the country when I started. So this really is a dummy proof system, like standing right here. I have used this system through pregnancy, postpartum, nursing, like all the things. And it has blessed my body. So with that, read the instructions, go through the little manual thing that I gave you, ask the questions that you need to ask. No questions are dumb because literally I've probably done it all wrong. And it's going to be awesome. But define success for you. What does success look like? Is it tied to a number on the scale? Is it tied to getting back into your smaller clothes? Is it tied to feeling well? For me, that's where I was at. I was eating clean minus the energy drinks I was drinking every day. I was exercising and I wasn't seeing great results. I wanted to feel as good as I knew I should have with the things that I was doing. I wanted to feel energetic. I wanted to stop being so grouchy first thing in the morning. I wanted to enjoy getting out of bed. And I really wanted my inflammation to go away because I have terrible arthritis in my hands. And it was at the point where I couldn't hold my cell phone after 3 p.m. I couldn't pick up my kids. I was so inflamed. I was in so much pain. I just wanted to feel good. I just wanted to feel like a 26-year-old should have felt. And I felt like I was probably 62. So that was my main goal. That was success to me, was being able to feel as good as I looked and look as good as I felt. And that was some of the best compliments that I got in the first probably 60 days that I was doing this. It was that like I had this energy and this glow about me. So define success for you. What is success for you and why? And then realize that you are the success story. It's not about what people who have gone before you have done. It's not about what you're going to see from other people in this group who are going to share their victories, because this is a safe place to celebrate. This is a safe place to share your victories. I want you to. I hope that you do. And it's not because anybody's results are better than anyone else's. It's about your personal journey. So don't look left, don't look right. Like Ali said today on a post, she said, put your blinders up. You have to put your blinders up because this isn't about anyone else. This is about you. This is about your personal journey, your personal transformation. And for me, it was from the inside out. I transformed from the inside out. I finally had a peace about my body. I finally had grace for myself. I finally felt like myself, like who I was always meant to be in my body. I can't even explain it, but I was at peace. I was energized. I was rested. I felt good. You are the success story. So just know that the uncomfortableness that comes with a change will reveal which broken beliefs are blocking our entry are blocking our entry to bigger. So this is a quote I came across in my Bible study this morning, and it's called 100 Days of Believing Bigger. It's an excellent short devotional if you need one. It's so good. But she was talking about transitioning from where you're at into the bigger things in your life. In order to do that, you have to realize what your broken belief systems are. And the mindset has always been a piece that I have struggled with because I have all the potential in the world. People will tell you, oh my gosh, you have so much potential. You could do A, B, and C things. It'd be so amazing. But my broken belief systems have always blocked my entry into bigger until recently, until I realized that I could take what's in my hand right now and I could bless so many more people by simply offering the gifts that I have, by simply sharing with you guys what it's like to break free out of your mindset, what it's like to believe more for your life, what it's like to look at the opportunity that you have right now to shift with the 11-day reset, maybe as a potential opportunity to provide financially for your family. That's how I came over. I came over for the products and then quickly realized that this is an opportunity that could change a future financially for us that we've never seen possible, because I'm a stay-at-home mom. And while there are a lot of opportunities that can bless us financially, this was something that I could do in the pockets of my day where I could serve and I could give and I could watch women flourish and I can encourage them and use the gifts and talents that I have and watch them express that in their own ways. And that has become the absolute joy of what I get to do every single day. So it goes back to your belief systems. Your belief systems are tied into your idea of success and your vision for the future. If it's limited, if it's blocked by things that you've been told, that someone else has told you, other people's opinions, comparison to what other people are doing, you're never going to cross that bridge into bigger. And so I want to encourage you to just really kind of sit with that and ask yourself, like, do I have broken belief systems around what can be done through me, what my life could mean to myself, to other people, to my family? It all starts with health. Everything that you will do in this life will start with taking care of you first. We'll start with taking care of your health. You'll be a better wife. You'll be a better mother. You'll be a better human being because you will be comfortable with who you are. You will have the energy to do the things that you feel called to do. You will have the energy to support and love on other people if that's where you're at, or to keep up with your kids, or to take on another project, whatever it is. I would never have the opportunity and the energy to take on another kid during the day because life is busy, but I have the energy and I have the patience and I have the time. And I also have another 1-year-old. So it just works out really great. But okay. So growth goals, and I'm going to make this a picture and I'm going to put it in your email tomorrow so that you can look at these questions and you can ask yourself and go over them tomorrow. But mind, body, spirit, relationships, those are all of the things that make up a whole transformation. And I'm sure there's emotions. I probably left off emotions, but to me, that goes in with mindset. So your body, when you're thinking about your body, I want you to focus on the things that you love about yourself. For a long time, the only thing I loved about my body was my eyes. So stupid, but it's true. And I had always told myself, like, I don't have beautiful legs. I have my mother's wide hips. I've had almost 9-pound babies with ease. Like, it is who I am. It's something that I love about myself now. I'm grateful for my hips. I'm grateful for my strong legs that, are a little dimply, but they're characteristics of who I am. I'm proud of my body. I'm proud of the battle scars that it's had, the things that I put it through, and the way that it's come through stronger. What are you shifting about your body right now? What are some conscious decisions that you're making about your body? For me, that was getting off Diet Coke. I was addicted to Diet Coke, and every now and then I'll have one just to see if I still have the urge. But I was shifted from being someone who consumed multiple energy drinks, multiple diet sodas, Cokes, Dr. Pepper, whatever you want to call it, a day. And so I shifted in that. And then how are you growing? I'm growing from someone who didn't believe that I was worthy of a change to a woman who knows that she has purpose on this earth. And in order to embrace that purpose, I have to be the best me that I can be. And then what's most uncomfortable for you? So many people wouldn't believe this, but I actually, I'm sweating profusely under my sweatshirt right now. Speaking is one of the things that is most uncomfortable for me. In fact, if you had known me 15 years ago, I was a complete wallflower. I am a genuine love everyone person. I love everyone. In school, I had friends from every group, but public speaking makes me break out in hives. I sweat like a grown man. Like, it's one of the things that makes me uncomfortable, but I know that sharing my story, sharing this opportunity, sharing the gifts that I have with other people is an opportunity for them to step into something that could bless their life. And I'm not perfect. I say a lot. I stutter a lot. I get my words mixed up. Clearly, I need someone to proofread my slides. But I show up because if it could serve one person, then I'm here for the right reasons. But that's uncomfortable for me. And my body has physical reactions to that. Your mindset. What is your biggest limiting belief? Biggest one, just pick one, because I'm sure there's many for me. What's your biggest limiting belief? What blocks you from saying yes to the things that you truly want? For me, that was other people's opinions. I didn't launch into a coaching opportunity for people for a very long time because one person very close to me said, who would pay you to coach them? Like, what experience do you have? You're a stay-at-home mom. And I was like, no. But I sat on that and I let that hold me back for a really, really long time. I'm so embarrassed to admit that, but it's true. And then what's your definition of success? This is something to get so clear on because this really does make a difference of how we're going to move into the next couple of weeks. Know what your definition of success is. Say it to yourself over and over and over again. And then your spirit. What is the very best version of you? So I'm a very faith-based person. You probably know this about me if you're working with me. I love Jesus and I talk about him often. I talk about the way that these things tie into my health. God is the reason that I am here. He opened the door to Isagenix in the most unusual way. And it really was, to me, like such a divine intervention to make that shift. And I have been called for a really long time to share more about the business opportunity and the financial blessings. But it's just like the very best version of me embraces that. And she's excited about it. And she's excited about the people who are excited about it. That's the very best version of me, because she's walking in the calling that God's given her. And so that's what I'm embracing this year. How does she show up? With energy, with enthusiasm, with compassion, with grace, with mercy, with encouragement. Those are the ways that I try to show up every single day. Those are the way that I encourage other people to show up. And I want to inspire more women to show up authentically as themselves. Is she free of comparison, judgment, and other people's opinions on the changes that she is making? No, but she is getting there. We're working on it. It's a daily process. Is she stepping fully into the best life for her? Yes, a little bit every single day. I made a promise to myself last year on my 30th birthday that I would not relive another decade the way that I did. And don't get me wrong, I had an incredible decade, but I wanted to embrace this differently. I wanted to live a life that was different from what other people were doing, unafraid of their opinions of who I was becoming. And that's hard to do in a family who's very opinionated, but also in a smaller town where people are starting to know me and are starting to have opinions about who I am and what I do, because it's different from when I first got here. All things to think about. How is she showing up differently in her relationship? So this is going to be probably a little TMI. Before I became at peace with my body, I really struggled with intimacy with my own husband because I was afraid of my body. Like, I was not comfortable in my own skin, and therefore that hindered our relationship a lot. It hindered my relationship with other women because I felt like I needed to hold myself to superficial standards in order to have friends. Again, so stupid, but what we got going on in here can be hard. And then what does this newfound confidence afford her? It afforded me the ability to just be my normal goofy self, to talk about things that other people don't talk about, to be that weirdo, like, who just brings it up first, to stutter, to get through it, to sweat through it. Like, that gave me the opportunity to be more real in relationships with people. So what you get now is who I am. And if you catch me at the grocery store yelling at my kids, that's me, unfortunately. How does she let go of what she cannot control to move fully into her best? You have to learn to let go of the things you cannot control and control what you can control. This last year really taught me that. There are so many things in this world that I cannot control and I cannot change from behind this computer screen. All I can do is show up as my very best and give my very best online to the people that I serve, but also in my home, to be the best wife and mama that I can, to be the best community member that I can be, and to serve people unafraid of what might happen, if they might talk bad about me, if they, my goal is not to be in control of the end result, but to put myself out there. So this may be different for you, but I just want to give you some things to kind of think about. In conclusion, we change our future when we think differently about the future we can have starting today, not the past that we've already experienced. I really hope that going into these next 4 weeks together, that you will learn to look at what is ahead of you, not what's behind you. Our past is meant to teach us lessons that will bless us in the future if we choose to let them teach us, not to hold us back. But what I've learned about making a change is that I have to teach people what I'm doing, even if I'm just doing it for myself. I have to educate someone else on what I'm doing in order to hold myself accountable. Maybe I said it to you in the beginning, maybe I didn't. I really encourage you in these first 2 weeks to find you 2 people who are close to you to run alongside you, because you will be so much more successful than going it alone. And people tell me all the time, Katie, I can do this by myself. I'm so good by myself, blah, blah, blah. I've been doing this for 3 years and I've coached over 375 women. The ones who still with me are the ones who found other people. And that's not to build a business, guys. That is simply for accountability, because you will show up for other people in a way that you will not show up for yourself. I have not felt great today. I've had the worst cramps of my life, but I was like, you know what? 8:30 is coming. Like, I got to jazz to take kids. I'm leaving. I need to get in my zone. And I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that I didn't back down on this, because I love getting to do this. I love getting to share with you guys and hopefully provide something that is of value to you. I know that a lot of these things you've probably heard before, but I hope that it resonates a little bit differently with you and it sticks. And I want you to realize that nothing is out of reach. Nothing is out of reach. One of my favorite clients, she is Go Hard. You probably know if you live in Watford City. So Janka Pantic Stoli, she's a hairstylist. She is wild. She is unapologetically who she is. It has been my joy over the last year to get to coach her and to see her flourish. She is not the same person that she was when she came to me. And she had been doing Isagenix alone for a long time, like 4 years. And she started working with me. She grabbed some other people to do it with her, and she started to flourish because she started to use what she already knew how to do to encourage other people. So it's not to start a business. It is simply to hold yourself accountable. It is to pass along the things that you learn over these next 4 weeks. You need to believe that you are worthy. You need to believe that you to take to get where you want to go. And it's a simple system, but it is work. Cleanse day tomorrow, it's going to be a challenge on your mind. It's going to challenge your resiliency. And so use the group, comment, text me, send me a private message, say, girl, I am struggling, but you're all probably going to do great. I didn't have anybody like that. So I'm like, oh my God, cleanse day is so hard. Why am I dying? This is terrible. Who starves themselves? You're not starving yourself. You're going to rock it. And if your kid's not in yet, don't worry. It's not as bad as I'm making it sound right now. It really is. You'll feel good. And then believe that you're worth the time to invest in a lasting change. Like I said, and that, it was funny before Isagenix, I said, it's about a lifestyle change. And my mom, she was always like, anytime I would talk about something, I'm like, Mom, you need to make a lifestyle change. She would make fun of me for it. And now it's like, it really is about a lifestyle change. It really is about changing the way that you look at food, changing the way that you look at the relationship you have with food, the mindset around the triggers that cause you to sit and emotionally eat. And I still catch myself doing it sometimes. After my husband and I have an intense fellowship, sometimes I'll still go and eat frozen cookie dough or eat something that I know is not good for me. And I catch myself and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, oh my gosh, no. Next week, we're going to talk about habit stacking. We're going to talk a little bit more about mindset work on triggers, the things that trigger you emotionally to go to these places where you don't really understand what you're doing and why. Because that's a huge piece of following through with this. Okay, let me check the chat really quick. Success is not worrying about my body or how I look. Instead, I focus on enjoying my time with my kids, feeling good, and teaching them what healthy really looks like. Yes, that is beautiful. Success, I would say, is having a balanced life and body, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, proper nutrition, good energy, feeling good. Yes. And the last thing I want to say about this is that success, excellence, like showing up excellently, is not about perfection. None of this is about perfection. Perfection doesn't belong here because I am not perfect. And I will be the first to admit I had queso at dinner. We had Mexican food. Like, it is what it is. But I know, I know that I ate good the rest of the day. So I know that, you know what, sometimes I'm going to have chips and queso. Sometimes I'm going to enjoy cake with my family. The problem is when it becomes an everyday thing, or when it becomes something that you have to have. Something that you can't get through. It's that emotional attachment to food. And I grew up with that my entire life. Like, everything that we did was planned around food. It still is. Everything's about food. When we're sitting there eating, we're planning out the next meal. And it's like, why are we like this? Because we're Southern. That's fine. But I'd love for you guys to come off mute if you would like to share anything about yourselves. It's a small group tonight, but I'd love for you to kind of get to know each other. I think that makes it a little bit easier to share, because next week I'm going to be asking you guys to interact with me on the call, talking about some habits that you have right now that are good, and how to habit stack. So anybody want to come off mute and share? And you totally don't have to, but you can.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelsey. I am a stay-at-home mom of 3, a 14-year-old, 6-year-old, and a 4-year-old. Halfway through the school year, we started homeschooling my 14-year-old and my 6-year-old, and then my 4-year-old goes to preschool 3 days a week. So we just kind of got thrown into a whole bunch of stuff this year. So yeah.
And she's handled it beautifully, gals. She's done really good. All right, Miss Amy, I see you're unmuted. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm a mom of 5. All my kids are grown. My youngest is 19 in cosmetology school. I have lived in Watford for almost 9 years. I did a hiatus to Southern Utah for 1.5 years with my kids for some medical stuff. I don't know. I'm just super excited to be here. I'm really ready for a change. I've been looking at, this for a long time. So
I'm so excited. I'm so excited that we're all in Watford, except, well, Rachel and Jackie are not. I think they're in Montana. I know Jackie is. Rachel is too. But I'm so excited that we're close knit. Amy is about to welcome her first grandchild. First, second, third? First grandbaby? I think we lost her.
oh, yep. I can hear you now. Yeah. No, it's not my first grandbaby, but it's the first grandbaby that I'll get to be close to.
Yay! So exciting. So exciting.
I know.
I mean, like super soon, like do super soon.
Yeah, this week.
Yeah. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Jackie, are you in a place where you can share?
I just got done working. I was working out when we first started the call, and then I was eating my salad just a minute ago. So what are we talking about? Just introducing ourselves?
Yeah, we're just introducing yourself.
I am Jackie Miller. I am a busy mama, full-time worker. Started Isagenix because I felt like crap. And it's been amazing, and it's been a journey, and I am absolutely in love. I think my 1 year is up in, was it in March? Was that in March?
No,
Or was it?
I want to say it's like in May or June.
Oh, could be. I don't know. I lost track, but I'm happy to be here. I'm glad Katie introduced me to the products and got me going on it. And it's just been fun, and I can't wait to bring more people on and tell them about the products and all that. So I'm glad to be here.
So excited you're here, Jackie. Funniest thing about Jackie is whenever we were working together originally, she's like, you know what? I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do this. And I'm just like tired. I'm like, Jackie, you just got to do it. You just got to do it. And then when I was talking to her about the business, she was like, I think maybe I could do this. I think maybe I could be good at it. She's so good at it. But the funniest thing is when we were first chatting, she was like, I don't have the energy to get out of my recliner when I come home from work. And now she's whooping all of us on workouts. She gets up in the morning and does them. She does them after work. Like she keeps up with her busy teenagers or preteens. Like she's all over the place. It's awesome. It's really awesome to see. And she's had some great medical results that have been really cool to watch too. Miss Rachel, are you able to chat? I know you were doing homework.
I am Rachel. There's a lot of noise in the background, so I'll try to talk fast. I'm Rachel from Montana, and I am a busy mom of 5, and I own my own wellness office where I help busy moms that want to lose weight get a healthy gut so that they have energy to enjoy life. And I'm having to put some of this back into practice because building a business, like you all know, you put yourself last, and it's time to turn that around.
I'm so excited. I've learned so much through Rachel and just following her. She has a business called Whole and Well Co. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. And just watching her show up and be present and just do what she does, because she has kids that are homeschooling. She also has her business. She just opened her storefront. It's just been really cool to connect. And we actually connected through another opportunity last year. So it's really neat. And then I'm not sure who we have on the phone. 120-89. Oh, they hung up. They didn't want to talk. That's okay. I know you guys all pretty much know me. I am an open book. Any questions that you want to ask, I cannot claim to cure, treat, or diagnose any medical diseases, but I will say that I have noticed an incredible decrease. Even my nutritionist, who I still go home and see, is impressed with my results. I've struggled with endometriosis. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I have several nutritional allergies and just like things that have really held me back in the past life, like in the past 10 years. And the reason that this was an easy yes for me, because I could have chips, I could have chocolate, I could have energy drinks, I could have protein bars that didn't have soy. Like those are things that I had not ever been able to have unless I made them myself, which is not delicious or cheap. And so that's what brought me here. That was an open door for me. It was options. It was having a community of people who were also living this lifestyle. So in one of the weeks, we're going to talk about the support that you have around you. And I know we're all very strong women here, but sometimes it does make a difference, the people that are around you, and if they support you, and if they, lift you up in this and cheer you on. And you may not have that. I didn't have that for a really long time. My husband was like my biggest adversary when it came to these things, because he didn't want to change. And he still doesn't change. And the man has abs from eating, Doritos and drinking beer every day. It's annoying, so annoying. But what I will tell you is that you making the decision to fight for your energy, your health, your well-being is going to reflect in the people around you. The people around you are going to start to see you show up differently, and it's going to change the way that they're doing things too, even if they don't want to. So I'm not going to keep you guys any longer because I know it's kind of late, but I just want to thank you for your time tonight, for your energy, for being on the call, for engaging. I am very much a teacher. I don't like to preach at people. I like engagement because I get, like I said, I'm sweating profusely under the sweatshirt. But I'm so excited for the next 4 weeks that we have together. I'm excited about Cleanse Day tomorrow. Prepare your snacks, lay everything out, use the group for accountability, ask all the questions that you need to. And if you have any problems with anything, I'm here. So thank you, ladies, for your time tonight, and I will see you in the morning. Bye, y'all. Have a good night.
Bye.